Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Thursday, July the 3rd, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Happy 4th of July Eve, right? Happy birthday Eve, America.
Yay.
Right? Love 4th of July. Just always loved it. Always, just Independence Day.
Yes.
Right? Otherwise, we'd be speaking the King's English. It used to be the Queen's. Now it's the King's. Because the Queen is dead. Right?
Oh my gosh.
It's true.
It is true. She is gone.
No, it's true. We would still be part of England.
Oh, well, that's true.
Well, maybe not, because we'd probably all be speaking German or Japanese, because if we hadn't become America, we were part of England, we might have got our ass kicked in World War I or World War II by the Germans. But anyway, that's love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for tuning in and liking, listening, and sharing. Hashtag Justice for Bradley. Hashtag Justice for Miss Barbara Blunt. Things are happening. Things are shaking. You're going to get Bradley's next episode next week, because this is the worst week for podcasting, and I'm actually working on some stuff. But I hope you're all enjoying your barbecues and your time at the beach, and you're not getting too sunburned. A lot of people go to the mountains right now.
Yeah.
And I went to the mountains one time in Smoky Mountain National Park, whatever it's called, the one in Tennessee, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You know, that's the most visited national park there is.
I didn't know that.
By millions. You would think it'd be Yellowstone and all that, but nope. It's this. And let's tell you what it is up there at this time of the year. Hot as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just as hot as it is down here. But anyway, so I hope y'all are enjoying it all. And I can promise you I'm going to be barbecuing and doing a little fishing, some swimming and stuff like that. And I hope y'all are too. But let's get down to some true crime time for Thirsty Thursday. What you got?
I have a joke.
All right.
So, what do you get with a piano, tuna, and glue?
No idea.
You can tune a piano, but you cannot piano a tuna.
I have no idea what the fuck she just said.
You can tune a piano.
I understand tuna piano.
You cannot piano a tuna.
What does piano tuna mean? You're
supposed to say, what about the glue?
I wasn't paying attention.
And
what about the glue?
Let's don't get stuck on that.
Oh my God. I hope your 5th grade students, when you used to teach them, got that, because I damn sure didn't.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Where'd you come up with that one from?
Saw it on a TV show last night. Ginny in Georgia.
Nobody got that either, I'm pretty sure. Did you get it?
Yes, it's hilarious. You didn't hear me laughing last night when they said it?
No, I did not. I did not. I missed that.
The dry humor? What about the glue?
But let me say this before you get started. You know, I always talk about Memorial Day weekend and all the mass shootings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I make a big deal about that every year. Well, I also said in my favorite episode, Duty on the 4th, that the 4th of July is the worst day of the year to be a cop. It really is, because of the heat, and usually it's a long holiday weekend, and people act good at the beginning of the weekend. By the end of the weekend, they're been fucked up for a couple days, or they're out of money, or domestic violence skyrockets, whatever. But I've been remiss in the years past to talk about the 4th of July and the mass shootings. So let me tell you a little statistic. July the 4th is statistically a day with a high number of mass shootings and overall gun violence in the United States. And even though there's been a decrease on 4th of July shootings in recent years compared to the years before, it remains a period of heightened concern. The day's celebrations, combined with factors like warmer weather increased social gatherings, etc., contribute to this trend. So July 4th has historically seen more mass shootings than any other day of the year.
Wow.
That goes against my thing about the Super Bowl. I was taught that Super Bowl, Super Bowl is the highest domestic violence rate. Yeah. So overall gun violence, well, there's a spike in overall gun violence during the July 4th weekend, with more people shot and killed compared to other times of the year. Criminologists like James Allen Fox from Northeastern University say that the rise in temperatures can exacerbate aggression and lead to increased violent crime. Y'all, that's the truth. When I worked in the prison system, if it was summertime and a full moon, they don't have AC. It was on, right? Mm-hmm. Social gatherings. Increased alcohol consumption and social tension during holiday gatherings can also contribute to violence. It means motherfuckers can't handle their alcohol and they act a fool. Fireworks and alcohol. While fireworks are a common part of the celebrations, they can also be used as a distraction to cover for criminal activity. I don't know about that. Right? Remind me to get some fireworks. I do want to get some fireworks.
Okay.
We got the new house, when to blow some shit up. So, and let me tell you about one of them, and I think everybody remembers this. In 2022, the Highland Park parade shooting, where 7 people were killed and dozens were injured, is a serious reminder of potential violence for 4th of July.
Yeah.
Most people, in South Louisiana, we do a parade for just about anything, but most people don't do 4th of July parades. Although I did have a vehicle pursuit on the 4th of July night, right through the town of Livingston on Highway 190 during the middle of the fucking full 4th of July parade and fireworks display.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. So while still a concern, there's been a recent decrease in the number of shootings over the 4th of July weekend compared to the previous year. However, the levels are still higher than they were before COVID-19. So they say the events of the July 4th can have a lasting impact on communities, with survivors and families affected by shootings often experiencing trauma and grief. That's kept an obvious statement.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, whatever. So I don't know. Y'all stay safe out there tomorrow. I might read you some more 4th of July stuff in a minute, but you go ahead and bless us with a story.
Okay. Well, we have Brad Pitt's home that was broken into.
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
So he's got a new movie came out, something about the race car driving.
Yeah, the promotions on that are really cool. It's called F1.
Yeah.
But on Wednesday night, June 25th, around 10:30 p.m., 3 unidentified suspects broke into Brad Pitt's Los Feliz residence in Los Angeles. And they literally didn't even try to hide it. Of course, his house is surrounded by a fence, but they went straight through the front window. Like, they didn't even try. And it might be on a cliff or something, so they might not have been able to go through the back, but I don't know. The intruders ransacked the property, making off with an unspecified amount of belongings before fleeing the scene. And at the time, Pitt was out of the country on the promotional tour for F1, the movie, and he had attended a premiere in London on June 23rd and was waiting for the next, premiere, whatever, for his press junket. But the LAPD confirmed that the break-in is under investigation and there's no suspects. But Brad Pitt's representatives have also declined to comment on the incident. But this isn't an isolated incident. It seems like this burglary is part of a wave of celebrity home break-ins in Los Angeles. We have all the sports break-ins that we've been, but
they bust a lot of those and they tied them back to illegal immigrant gangs.
Yeah,
out of South America.
So in recent months or the past year or so, homes like Nicole Kidman's and Keith Urban's was broke into.
Yeah.
That was in February of this year.
Do you know how I saw that they said how they stayed together all these years?
They only talk on the phone and they do not text.
They do not text.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Oh.
And Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson's house was broke into in 2024. I would think that there's probably a few more than just those two homes if they're saying this is a larger wave of celebrity home break-ins. But authorities are exploring whether the crimes are isolated or part of an organized targeting of affluent neighborhoods. And they're reviewing LAPD is reviewing surveillance footage and conducting forensic analysis to identify the possible people that are responsible. And Brad Pitt or his team has not.
What all did they get?
They did not make a list. An unspecified amount of belongings is what is cited.
I mean, I would think the obvious, like jewelry, watches, and rings and shit like that. Is he married?
Has movie memorabilia? No, no, him and Angelina Jolie are.
That I would think. I mean, he's probably got everything. Dude's rich. He's probably got paintings.
He's a man. He's a guy's guy too. Apparently, so he probably has like all the toys.
How you know?
I don't want to say.
You don't have no fucking clue. He might be the sissiest dude in the world.
That's what. Okay, I can't say.
Somebody in the know told you? Okay.
Someone in the know told me, but this was from 30 years ago, so I can't really.
Okay. Yeah, well, times have changed. Look how much the world's changed.
Exactly.
All right, let's go back to 4th of July. I'm going to tell you some famous or infamous crimes that happened on the 4th of July. Okay, we only talk about this day once a year, right? So, one, and I did do the story last year. In 1940, they had the New York World's Fair. And guess what happened? You must not listen to my episode last year.
I did. I just don't remember.
They bombed it. There was a bomb explosion, and it killed 2 police detectives and injured several others. And off the top of my head, I remember someone reporting suspicious package. They went and did it, and it was one of the countries. Might have been Germany or whatever. It was one of the. This is when the war in Europe had started.
Yeah.
Don't forget Hitler. Before we got into it in 1941, he had already invaded France and the other countries, and they thought it was tied to that. But I remember the detectives went and picked up the package and brought it into an office and opened it. It blew up and killed him.
Oh my!
So that's sad, huh?
Yeah.
A more infamous one in 1969, the Zodiac Killer. What you know about him?
I don't know anything about him. I mean,
it's good that you don't know crime, because then, not that I know everything about crime, but it gives us a good yin to the yang.
Yeah, well, my yin is stupidity.
Zodiac Killer was on crime stuff, not on regular stuff.
Life,
right?
Yeah.
So, but he killed a bunch of people, and he taunted the newspapers and shit. He would send them letters and all that.
Oh, was he the one that sent the letters with all the different cutouts of letters and stuff? Did he make those letters that way, or?
Mm-hmm. And so, on the 4th of July, 1969, he shot Darlene Ferrin and Michael Magoo at the Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, California. All right. Murdered dead. That was 2 of his many victims.
Yeah.
The one I just told you about, 2022, the Highland Park parade shooting. Robert Cremo III opened fire on the July 4th parade in Highland Park, Illinois, killing 7 and injuring dozens more.
That's horrible.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So, and of course, they say 4th of July is often associated with an increase in gun violence. Numerous mass shootings, other shootings across the country each year. Hey, let me tell you something. It's like New Year's Eve, and I've witnessed this. The people who did take the time to go out and buy fireworks,
They just start shooting shit?
Start shooting shit. But what goes up must come down.
Yeah.
And we had so many people injured by bullets from, most time you can't even find where they came from. It could be, you shoot a 22 rifle up in the air, that fucking bullets could come down 2 miles away.
Yeah.
But it will come down. The laws of gravity, it will tear your ass up. So y'all, if you're going to shoot something, know what your backstop is. I'm not telling you not use your rights and discharge a firearm, but shoot it at a stump or something and be safe. All right. So let me just, how about what happened on 4th of July to make it 4th of July?
Yes, that's what I really wanted you to talk about.
The Declaration of Independence was adopted this day in 1776 by the Second Continental Congress, and it called for the American colonies to secede from Great Britain, right?
Yeah, thank goodness.
That was big shit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another important, July 4th, 1965, which was a Sunday, and there was a desk, and then they set it in front of the Statue of Liberty. And President Lyndon Johnson signed Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 into law, which abolished the Emergency Quota Act that had been in place since 1921.
I love that he went and sat at the Statue of Liberty.
Right? Well, that's for Ellis Island, where all the immigrants had to come in.
My people came in on Ellis Island. Well, except for Lafitte.
Well, we're talking about F1. This is kind of close to that. On July 4th, 1971, on a Sunday, Scottish driver Jackie Stewart won the 1971 French Grand Prix motor race at the Circuit Paul Ricard. So,
on July 4th, 2010, we almost sunk the boat in the lake because the waves were so high, and I was full 9 months pregnant with WL. And I'll never forget riding on that boat.
That is all true.
WL. Is that the day? I think that's also the day that you swam in a couple boats.
Wasn't the same day, because we were getting off the lake because the lake got bad, and we had to go through the back way they meet, and the waves were coming over the back of the boat. A party barge. Yeah. There was no hauling boats in that day. That was hauling ass to get away from the lightning.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to tell you a couple things that this is kind of different, and it's not really crime related, y'all, but it's 4th of July, and I do love this holiday. So let me tell you what didn't happen on the 4th of July.
Okay.
So they said one of the greatest misconceptions of the 4th of July lies in the name and the date. It is widely believed that America declared their independence from Britain on July the 4th of 1776. However, the official vote actually took place 2 days before, and the declaration was just published in the papers on July the 4th.
Yeah.
So July 2nd, which is when we're actually recording this today, is when it happened. I bet you didn't know this. In 1958, a history teacher assigned the class assignment to redesign the national flag as both Alaska and Hawaii neared statehood. All right. So Robert G. Heft, who was 16 at the time, designed the new flag using the old 48 star flag and $2.87 worth of blue cloth and white iron-on material. His design earned him a B-.
What?
To which he challenged by sending it to Washington, D.C. to be considered by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. According to his obituary, Heft was one of thousands to submit a flag design, but he was the only person who actually stitched together a flag and shipped it to D.C. And his flag was selected. And Heft's grave was rightfully changed to an A, and his design became the official flag in 1960. Yeah, that is cool. I didn't know that.
That is so cool.
And I'm a history buff to the umpteen. Now, one of my favorite things on the 4th of July, you know what it is? I love to watch. Now they've made it a sporting contest. The Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
I was thinking hot dogs while you threw me off.
But before it was sponsored by Nathan's. I'll tell you about it. According to the National Sausage and Hot Dog Council, or the NHDSC for you in the know, Americans are expected to eat 150 million hot dogs over the July 4th holiday. This is a part of an estimated 7 billion that are expected to be eaten during the summer season from Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's a lot of dogs.
That's a lot.
And I remember my buddy in the Army,
Wieners.
Dale Sal, he was 27 and I was 18. He had got laid off from the meat processing plant in Kansas. He was like, we were in New Orleans and eating Lucky Dogs drunk, and he wouldn't eat one. He's like, if you knew what went in a hot dog, you would not eat that shit. He said, I used to make them. But you know what we also use them for? Catfish bait. Yep. So, another misnomer is that there's actually something written on the back of the Declaration of Independence. There is not. And there's no treasure map written in invisible
That's not what
ink.
National Treasure says.
That's exactly right. So, all right, according to the History Channel, a simple message is written upside down across the bottom of the signed document that reads, Original Declaration of Independence dated 4th of July, 1776. Well, that would be fake then, according to the other story, because they said they signed it on July 2nd.
But it wasn't like...
Maybe they turned it in on the 4th of July.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
According to the same article, no one knows.
So whatever.
According to the same article, no one knows who wrote this or when, but it was believed to have been added as a label during the years of the Revolutionary War when parchment was frequently rolled up for transport.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Now, I'll tell you about Richard Stockton, who's a lawyer from New Jersey, and he became the only signer of the Declaration of Independence to do what?
To invent something. I have no idea.
Nope.
To die the next day.
Nope.
To be murdered.
Nope.
To become president.
Nope. He definitely did not. You know what he did? He's the only person that signed the Declaration of Independence to back out like a little bitch.
He erased his name?
He recanted his support of the revolution after being captured by the British in November of 1776 and thrown in jail. After years of abusive treatment and his recanting of loyalties, he was released to find all of his property destroyed or stolen by the British. So,
where's your loyalty going to be now?
His library at the time, which was one of the finest in the colonies. And y'all remember books were written by hand back then.
Yeah.
His library, one of the finest in the colonies, was burned to the ground.
That's horrible.
That's kind of fits in on crime.
Yeah.
And anyway, guess how old the average signer of the Declaration of Independence was?
Like 28, 30?
45.
Okay.
Of the 56 signers.
Young group, yeah.
Of the 56 signers, the youngest signers were Thomas Lynch Jr. and Edward Rutledge of South Carolina were only 26. However, Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania was the oldest, and he was 70.
And he wrote the biggest.
Right?
Or was it John Hancock that wrote the largest? Anyway, okay.
John Hancock was the first to sign it.
Okay.
So the Declaration of Independence was written on a laptop. Not.
What?
No, well, not a modern laptop, but still, Thomas Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence on a writing desk that could fit over one's lap. And this device was referred to at the time as a laptop.
Oh, that's probably where we got the name laptop from.
Yeah. So, told you about us needing to get some fireworks. They say men love fireworks. $1 billion worth. And according to the American Pyrotechnics Association, Americans spend more than $1 billion on fireworks each year. Out of this, only 10% of firework displays are set off professionally, which probably accounts for the estimated 12,900 firework-related emergency room visits across the country.
Yeah.
And I have been there. It wasn't 4th of July. It was New Year's, and my best friend lost his eye. But according to Fortune magazine, of those injuries occurring between June and July, almost 70% are experienced by men. I did burn my hand on a sparkler when I was a kid, and my mama did the wrong thing.
What'd she do?
Put butter on it. That actually makes it worse.
Oh. That was the old wives' tale.
Right.
I mean, that's how
it might have helped for a second, but later on, I read that word made it worse. So fireworks date back as a tradition to Independence Day as early as the first anniversary in 1777. John Adams wrote in a letter to his wife Abigail that he wanted Independence Day to be celebrated with pomp, parade, shows, and illuminations. The original letter was written when Adams presumed that Independence Day would be celebrated on July the 2nd.
Oh.
Here we go, back to the same thing again.
Yep.
Y'all, I'm just going to give you a couple more, and then we're going to quit this episode. So there was no official national census completed before 1790, but the U.S. Census Bureau estimates there are only about 2.5 million people living in America in 1776 when the Declaration was signed.
That seems like a lot to me.
No, it's not. Houston has 4 million.
I know, but at that time, that seems like a lot. I'm just saying, it seems like a lot.
Wearing Old Glory violates the U.S. flag code. So all the people that you see wearing flag T-shirts or have flag beach towels or shorts or headbands or any other thing with a U.S. flag on it, you're in violation of a U.S. flag code. So we're bringing it back to crime again.
So our banner, like our pennant, the things that I put up, those things, that's not like the flag.
The U.S. flag code states that you're in violation if you sell or display any article of merchandise upon which shall have been printed, painted, attached, or otherwise placed a representation of the flag. In order to advertise, call attention to, decorate, mark, or distinguish the article or substance on which so placed. Well, that being said, in this instance, the flag code is not enforced or even enforceable, so don't worry about it. You're not going to get arrested by the flag police.
I didn't think so.
All right? Think about after September 11th. Mm-hmm. The whole country was red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
2 more, y'all. So Thomas Jefferson was 82. John Adams was 90 when
they died.
They both died on July the 4th.
Wow.
1826, within 5 hours of each other.
Wow.
On the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. So, and the last thing I'll tell y'all, July the 4th was not made a federal holiday until 1870, nearly 100 years after this great nation was founded.
Wow.
There you have it. Interesting, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And it ended with crime. I'm sure all kinds of shit has happened since we recorded this. Hate it. And crime's always going to be there. I hate it. We'll take our little bite of crime at a time. We can, not only in telling stories, but in solving these cold cases, #Justice4 series, and Queens of Digital Marketing, human sex trafficking, so many different types of crimes. We hate it for everyone and the victims' families and everyone who goes through crime and all that. Crime sucks.
Yeah.
And thank y'all for tuning in to True Crime Time 4. Yeah. We appreciate it and love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Have a happy 4th of July. Stay safe.
Yes.
Enjoy your peeps.
Yeah.
Don't shoot each other.
Please.
And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
We're your hosts of True Crime Time for this Thursday, July the 3rd. And we'll holler at y'all later. Hey, we could get away with doing 4th of July stuff because nobody's listening this today anyway. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.